We've talked about recruiting. We've talked about NIL. Now let's talk about the most important issue right now, and that's EA Sports NCAA football player ratings.
In the world full of podcasts, he's the undisputed heavyweight champion of hot takes, an Auburn sports homer, master of the boog, and message board legend. Get your buttons buttoned and your hats flattened because the Top Button Podcast is about to kick off. And you don't want to miss your courtside seat. Now, here's your host, Charlie Five.
Yes, sir. We're back. It's another episode of the Top Button Podcast. I'm your host, Kyle Rush, a.k.a. Charlie Five, and we are ready to get after it. Taylor, you're sideways.
I don't know what has happened.
We got to figure out there we go. There we go. Oh, it's flipping again.
Wait. Okay.
We're going to figure the audio visual part out here in
go.
just a second. We're all good. It's another Friendship Friday, and we got our friend Taylor Korn from the Next Round joining us to talk about probably the most important item that should be on the docket right now, and that's EA Sports NCAA 2026 or whatever it is, the Auburn player ratings, and are they properly rated or not? We're going to talk about that, some really cool NIL stories, and then should Auburn start claiming more national championships? Should we go retroactively, join the rest of the world in claiming national championships that they deserve or may not deserve? We'll discuss that as well in just a second. But before we do that, let's give a quick shout out to Rhoback.com. Use coupon code BARN20 to take 20% off your order. Polos, hoodies. It's a little bit past hoodie season. Hey, stretch it out as long as you can stand it, because they have great ones. It looks good, feels good. A lot of options that you can choose from. Show them some love. It's Rhoback.com. Taylor, Friendship Friday has been electric for every single one that we've done, and you got some big shoes to fill. So are you ready to do this thing?
I think so. As ready as I'll ever be.
Man, it looks like you might be at the beach or something like that. You just don't work anymore? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, I'm giving myself a little break before media days, because I feel like that's really the kickoff of football season.
It is.
So I was like, this in my mind is the perfect time for me to take a little step back. Yeah, reset.
There you go.
Then we'll head to Atlanta on Sunday, and then it's football season.
There you go. Some people say media days kicks off football season, and some people say it's the new NCAA football game when it comes out. That's how you get football season started. I used to play a long time ago. I haven't played in a while. I definitely have not played the new one, so I haven't really kept up on a lot of the features and especially player ratings. And I know that that's always been a big deal in the past, back when they couldn't put the name on the jersey, but they could put the number. You got to find out how high was Nick Marshall rated, or how high, that was like the last one that was released. So I figured we play a game. It is, I'm going to take some of my knowledge from back then, and we got a list of a couple of players, and you're going to read them off, and I'm going to try to guess their rating. I have not looked at anything. So if I get it right, it's just a great guess. So I'm probably going to embarrass myself, but I'm ready to have some fun. So let's go whenever you're ready.
Okay. Jackson Arnold.
So based off of last season, I feel like they're going to ding him pretty hard. So I'm going to go 83.
So close. 84.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Good start, though.
I think that's pretty fair. Just based off of last season. Do you have anything other than just the overall rating? Do you have like speed or anything like that?
Yes. Okay. So speed.
Let me guess.
Okay. I may have just given you a little hint, but
well, go ahead and say it now. I was going to say 90.
Okay, speed. He is in 83.
Okay.
Okay. Strength.
I have no idea after that. You just go with this one.
Okay. You ready for number 2, or you want me to read them all?
Let's go to number 2. That's good. We'll go to number 2.
Okay. DeMarcus Riddick.
Ooh, DeMarcus Riddick. So if you were a 5-star freshman, your highest ranking you could get was somewhere in the low 80s. So I'm going to assume he probably started off around a 79 or something like that. So I'm going to say he's probably somewhere around an 85 right now.
76.
Oh my gosh. What?
Yeah. I was kind of
Oh,
surprised
man.
by that one.
That seems pretty low. Maybe I'm homering here, but 76. That's
76.
that's surprising. I'm
That
kind
kind
of
of
shocked
surprised me
by that
too.
one. Because I would have thought, again, high 4-star, 5-star on some sites. And then he had a breakout year, I thought, at times, and made some really big plays. I don't know. I thought he would have been a little bit higher. So I got sunk on that one.
If it's recency bias, it was probably the lead up to the Alabama game, and
Yeah,
then
that's unfortunate. Yeah.
the unfortunate happenings during the game.
Yeah,
as
it got
well,
pretty much posterized. But let's don't
happens.
take that away. Let's don't take that away from him. He had a good year.
Jeremiah Cobb.
Oh, Jeremiah Cobb. I doubt he got into the 80s just because of lack of just touches and things like that. So high 70s, I say 78.
Okay, so this caught my attention. Jeremiah Cobb, he's an 83.
Wow.
That's his rating. As well as Damari Austin and Darrell Robinson. They were all on 83.
I dig that. You got three guys, and I think that's probably pretty accurate to how they are in real life. Like they all are probably about the same level. Like I don't know that right now you got one that's just going to be head and shoulders above the rest. But 83, I think that's a surprise. I'll take that. That's a good one.
Eric Singleton, which this one has been floating around Twitter.
I haven't seen. I swear I haven't seen it. I'm going to go with his speed's probably somewhere up there close to 99. It's probably at least 95. I'm going to say overall 93.
92, very close.
Ooh, almost got it. Okay.
He's Auburn's second highest rated player.
Wow. Okay. So I bet Cam's probably the top if I had to guess. But
okay, well number what are we at? 5?
Yeah.
Number 5, Cam Coleman.
So if he's a 92, if Eric was a 92, I'm going to say Cam was a 93.
89. Cam's number 3 on the list though.
Wow. Oh, I bet you Keldrick Faulk's the top player. Keldrick Faulk's going to be your top player. Okay. 89.
89
what's his speed?
Cam.
What's his speed?
93.
Okay.
And Eric Singleton's 94.
Okay.
So
that's kind of iffy, but okay. I'll take an 89. I feel like he probably should be a little bit higher, but yeah. All right. Hit me with the next one.
Caleb Harris.
All right. This one's going to be tough. He really should be like an 83. I think he should be like an 83, but he's probably going to be like, I'm going to say 79.
84.
84.
Yeah, okay, stick with your gut. Stick with your gut. It's like when you change the answer on the test and you're like, I see that I erased the right answer. It was right there.
It happens every time I had it, basically. That's a good rating for him. I think that's really fair.
Jay Crawford.
All right. I'm going to say 79.
81. You are right. You are right there with the majority of these.
I'll tell you, I used to be a gamer. Back in the day, I was a gamer. I could crack these things. I like that though. That's not bad. 80. What'd you say? 81?
Yep, 81.
Yeah. That's fair.
Xavier Chaplin.
Okay. Xavier Chaplin. First round grade. Did that come out when they were making this? I have no idea. I'm going to say high 80s. I'm going to say 88.
82.
Ooh, that one hurts. That hurts.
Yeah.
I don't like
that.
He's
going to be important.
We need a better than an 82 if at a left tackle. That's pretty solid, but I think we need a high 80s left tackle. So I hope he's better than that rating.
Prove him wrong.
Kieron Crawford. He's going to be – I feel like we have a pile of guys in that low 80s number, like those low 80s. I think this is another one. I'm going to say 83.
81. Close though. Close
that
again.
I was going to go 81, but that's pretty close.
And then the last one, but you kind of already guessed it,
yeah.
Keldrick Faulk.
He's going to be your top-rated player. So yep. I'm going to say if Eric Singleton is a 92, I'm going to say Keldrick Faulk is either a 93 or 94, but I'm going to settle in on 94.
93.
Dadgummit.
You were within 2 or 3 of the majority.
I missed a couple. Like Xavier Chaplin was a bad one. I was way off on that one. And there was another one I was way off on. Oh, DeMarcus Riddick. I was way off on DeMarcus Riddick. So,
or maybe they're way off on DeMarcus Riddick.
I'm going to say they. I'm not me. Because mine are almost spot on. We used to do when we were in college. This way we'd pick games too. So somebody would be looking at the list of spreads, and then you guess the spread. And so if like you were like way high above the spread, you're like, okay, I'm definitely taking that game. I'm taking them to cover. And if it's the opposite, you take the other team to cover. So that's fun. That's good stuff. I think this team could be fun on the game and in real life. So do you play? You ever play?
Never. I've never played. I watch a lot of the videos that are posted on Twitter just because that's what's on my feed. I've never played, but I thought it was very cool that the Auburn band was who they selected to do the intro. I think it was the intro song.
They did Swag Surf too. That's going to be going to be part of that's going to be part of like the band loop that's playing, as well as they're going to do it in the stands and all that stuff too. So that's kind of cool. I think they're putting a lot into it. So I'm tempted to go buy me. I don't even have a system to play it on. So if my son's got a Nintendo Switch, and I don't think it comes on Nintendo Switch, so I'm going to have to go get me whatever the latest is to play on. So that was a lot of fun. We got some other stuff to talk about, some cool NIL stories, and we'll get to those right after this. Boy, the bottom just fell out in Auburn, Alabama when we're recording this. So hopefully you're going to keep having your sunshine there. So if you hear anything, that's what it is. It's absolutely pouring outside. But we did have we had some, tough news with the DJ Barber deal. And that, I mean, I'm not saying it's because, kids get money and make mistakes. But, that's got to be part of the equation. There's bad stories that go along with, kids getting large sums of money. But also it doesn't have to be all bad stories. There's actually some really cool ones with a couple of Auburn freshmen that are doing some things with their NIL to give back to the communities that they played in, that they came from. And I think that's really cool. And Taylor's got 2 really cool stories with 2 Auburn freshmen that we're going to talk about.
Yeah, so Alvin Henderson's story actually was posted, I believe, a week ago, maybe a little longer. But he created a foundation, basically. It's called Alvin's Helping Hands. And I'll just read the little blurb that was posted on his social media if anyone didn't see it. But it says, Alvin's Helping Hands is dedicated to transforming our community by providing essential school supplies to children and a comprehensive support network for single mothers. I firmly believe that every child deserves the tools to excel academically, and every single mother deserves the resources to empower her family. By joining forces, we can unlock the full potential of these families, equipping them with the support and opportunities necessary to thrive. So he and the other story that we're going to highlight, and I'm sure there are more out there, but I personally love reading these because you do see the bad is publicized so much more than the good.
Yeah.
And which is sad.
Totally.
Because these guys are out here, they're making a difference in people's lives, but Jordan Crawford is doing something similar. He sent something out on Twitter saying, returning to what was my old school to help out, be the example, set the standard. And basically what he's doing is he's created something called the Essentials Room, and it is located inside of C.J. Donald Middle School, and it gives them free access to hygiene items, school supplies, snacks, and it's all founded by Jordan Crawford. So he's basically, it's so being promoted as sort of a private, safe space. It's, no one has to know about it, but if you might need a little extra help, if you need a notebook, if you need a snack before practice, if you need toothpaste, stuff like that, he's using his NIL funds to, provide supplies, resources to the kids at the middle school that he grew up going to, and making it a safe space, basically.
Yeah.
And I love hearing about stuff like this.
For sure. I mean, and the safe space part of it, like I know some kids might be maybe embarrassed to go in there. They don't want others to see them go in there. So to actually be conscious enough to take that into account and figuring out ways that you can help keep it, keep it quiet or keep it, from embarrassing anybody and just being a help, just being an aid. I think that's insane. Elba, beautiful small town, but like not a lot around it, not a lot of options. So I'm sure, it can be kind of tough to make ends meet at times. So to be able to help, like he said, single mothers out and just anyone that needs school supplies and things like that, super dig that. Love that these kids have that on their mind when they get money and not just going out and blowing it on stupid stuff, like stuff that makes an impact. That's huge.
And the other thing is, I'm sure, like you said, Elba, small town Alabama, Alvin Henderson was, the talk of the town his senior year of high school. He was breaking all these records after games, before games. He was getting presented with a list of awards. And think about the kids that look up to these guys that come from their schools. They're 11, 12 years old. And, they're probably thrilled on Saturdays to try and spot the guys. Hey, this kid walked to the same halls as me. And Jordan Crawford, I guess the little motto for his room is no judgment, no questions asked. So I think the impact goes further than helping provide necessities, but it sets such a good example for the kids that are that age, looking at these guys that are so successful that these communities look up to and saying, this is a great thing to do. And these guys that we all admire and we all, like I said, look up to, look what they're doing when they're given opportunities to, make money now.
Yeah, absolutely. That's good stuff. And especially, coming off the heels of this week when obviously you get bad news with other players. I don't know. Just feels good to see stuff like this happen. And like you said, the role model aspect is massive. So good stuff from those guys. Very, very proud of those two freshmen. And I know they're not the only ones doing stuff like this. That's just kind of cool. Young guys making this decision with their money that they're getting to go and give back to their community. So good stuff. So let's talk about the last thing. And this is very controversial in the Auburn sphere. But Randy Campbell went on 247 Sports podcast and they talked about former Auburn quarterback Randy Campbell. They talked about Auburn. Should Auburn or should Auburn not retroactively claim several maybe deserved national championships from the past that they, for whatever reason, weren't awarded, weren't voted at the time? Just bad scenario. I think it's split. A lot of people are like, oh, let's don't be like Alabama or let's don't be like others. It just kind of is what it is. And there are others that are like, man, there's just no reason Auburn fits the criteria of a national championship program for several different seasons. Like, why would you not go back and try to, why would you not go back and stake claim to something that you probably deserve? So it's a fun conversation, and I'm gonna give it to you. I mean, what do you think? Should Auburn go back and relook at some of these seasons and think about possibly retroactively claiming some of these?
I'm against it.
Okay.
I'm against it because I think it's a little bit, I don't know if tacky is the right word to use, but at this point, I don't know how much would it do. I mean, it's a number, it's a statistic, it's written in a media guide. I'm sure it's promoted, but I think that kind of falls in my opinion, I think that kind of falls into the not necessarily participation trophy, but my mindset is if you won it and it doesn't have to be a claimed thing. Everyone is saying, okay, Auburn won a national championship in X, Y, and Z year, then okay. But if there's room for debate, if it's not a factual, yes, you won the national championship, I just don't know about it. I just feel like that, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I get it, and I'm there a little bit as well, but the way that national champions were decided before the BCS, if you really think about it, is
doesn't make
absolutely
sense.
Asinine. It's completely crazy. And So there are some out there that I think maybe should be part of the conversation. I have a pretty strong criteria. Like 2004, I would love to go back and say that one's it. But the system, we had a system in place that picked 1 versus 2. Okay. So, and for whatever reason, Auburn didn't fit that criteria. So I'm okay with that one not being, even though you went undefeated, you won the SEC championship. I'm okay with that one not being claimed because you did have a criteria that got 1 versus 2. But outside of that, like let's just take 1983 for example. Okay, Auburn goes 11-1, wins the SEC, wins the Sugar Bowl, and I think if I'm not mistaken, they were number 2 or number 3 and basically both teams in front of them lost their bowl game and Auburn won it. But the team that beat them jumped them and won the national and was awarded the national championship. 1983 to me was a ripoff. Like Auburn should have won. That should be a national championship team. By the criteria, in my opinion, by the only criteria you could go by at that point in time. I mean, you're right there at it. The teams in front of you lose, and then other teams behind you jump you, and you won. Like, how does that work? So I would be okay if Auburn went back and said we're claiming 1983. I'd be totally fine. A lot of people argue 1993 because Auburn was, undefeated, and I struggle with that one just because of even though they did go undefeated, they were ineligible, I guess, for postseason. So it's hard for me for whatever reason.
You can't.
Yeah,
you can't claim that.
No, I mean, it would be like the year that Auburn was banned from postseason in basketball recently.
Yep.
Auburn running the table and then claiming the national title. Like, I don't know about that one. Like, who beat us in the bowl game that went undefeated in 2017? Central Florida.
Yeah, one of the Florida teams, because I was at that bowl game.
Yeah, it was awful. Central Florida, I don't think they really have a claim to it because there was a system in place that got that was the playoff. They had the playoff and they didn't make it into the playoff, and then you had the playoff teams and whatnot. So I don't think you really have grounds for that, just like Auburn didn't have it in 2004. But I think if there was any team where I was like, I'm okay with it, and then anything after that, I'm just like, it's definitely 83. I think 83 deserves it.
I just don't know. What would that change? I wouldn't go protest it or anything if they announced, hey, guys, surprise, we're claiming this national championship. Like, that's fine. I'm not going to advocate for any of it just because I don't know. Is that really going to make that big of a difference?
It's not necessarily going to make a big difference in like what happens with Auburn moving forward, but I think it's a big honor for those guys that feel like they got shafted and know they're not recognized by the AP. But if Auburn's recognizing you as the national champion and you got a really good argument for that, I think it's more so for Auburn than it is for anybody. Like, Alabama had the sports SID guy comes in and there's a jump, and it's funny. It was like somewhere in the 80s, they went from like 6 national championships to like 12, but in one off season, like they started claiming a bunch. And I think there's several that you could probably pick for Auburn to kind of go in the same direction to be just as arguable as the ones Alabama claimed. But to me, that 83 team, you got Bo Jackson on the team. I mean, a lot of really, really good players. I think I'd be okay. I'd be okay if they claim that one.
Yeah, I mean,
that's probably my only one though.
If it'll help them sleep at night, then we here recognize you as a national champion. I don't know. I don't have a super strong opinion on it, but
I think it's fair.
I'm not bothered by it either way. I just don't know that I would fight for it.
Yeah.
Or against it. I'm okay. I'm not going to celebrate it. I'm not going to protest it.
Yeah.
I'm just going to let it happen.
I'm definitely not going back to like 1913 when Auburn went
Yeah,
undefeated,
right.
or 1914 where Auburn was undefeated. Like, we're not going back that far. I don't know. Or 1932 when Auburn only had one tie. You know, we're not talking about that. I'm not doing all that stuff. I just think, I don't know. I think 83 got the shaft. So I'm going to say fire it up. But other than that, I'll pass. So
yeah, hopefully we can compete for 1 year
in the next 20, 30 years.
Yeah,
Hopefully
decade.
very soon. Hopefully very soon. I think maybe, who knows? Who knows if Auburn can get hot this year? Maybe they can get in that playoff, and that would be a lot of fun. Taylor, thank you for joining us. Another great Friendship Friday. So tell everybody how they can find you and support you.
You can follow me on Twitter. That is where I'm most active. My handle is Taylor Corn TNR. And then we will have coverage from Media Days next week in Atlanta on all of the Next Round social media platforms.
You're going to be a blast. Going to be a blast. So definitely check her out there. And guys, we'll be back again soon. Another great week of shows. It's another episode of the Top Button Podcast. Stay buttoned.
Thanks for listening, and drive home safely.